You know, I've been thinking about age a lot more recently. I mean, I hate to say it, I feel like I'm starting to get old. I ain't really, in the grand scheme of things. I'm only 30. I'm going to be 31 in a couple months, but I'm starting to feel old. I mean, I got the body aches and pains now that it's getting cold out that let me know, like my shoulder hurts and knees hurts whenever the temperature drops below freezing. But that's just part of it. I mean, YouTube even makes me feel old. I remember back in the day when we had the rotary on the TV that we had to go up and turn if we had a remote. Actually, I was the younger brother, so I was the remote at our house. But you had to go up there and now you got these digital high definition cable boxes that you get one remote with your TiVo or whatever it may be that you just sit back. And if you lose your remote, you're screwed. Before, we didn't have remotes, and we just had to go change the channel up there. And it's making me start to feel old. Actually, in going on with the remotes, I remember back in the day, we used to be so cool. What we'd do is we'd run a big-ass cord, and when we got the first cable boxes, the push-button ones that had the 3-level selector on them, we'd actually run it and put it back by the couch. That way you didn't have to go up to the TV to change it. You could sit there back there and go click, 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 and they were just this big ass box. Then we had the other one where it was just turn dial. They actually had like 160 channels listed on it, and you just go. But I don't know. I digress. Another thing, computers in general. You realize when I was growing up, when I was in elementary school, there was one computer for my entire school. Yes, one computer for my entire school. And I was actually in a halfway decent sized town as Hamilton, Ohio. I think they had like 30,000 people at the time. Alright, the population actually was 60,000 in 2000 census for Hamilton, Ohio. So it's not a big city, it's not a huge city, not a small city. Keep in mind, I live in a city of 7,000 now. Well, we had one computer for an entire elementary school. This was K through 6. I still remember the time when high school got their new computer lab. They got actually a computer lab with Macintosh Pluses. Yes, Macintosh Pluses. Yeah, it's before the iMac and the iBook and all that stuff. Go back in the day. And we actually took a field trip where we walked like 2 miles to the high school, so our class, so we could go and check out the computer. Now I got a phone that's more powerful than the computer's. Hell, the remote might be about as powerful as that computer was. Even looking at computer games, when I was young, our idea was a handheld was a little Mattel football game. The little one that had the little screen like that big with the one red dot that was you, that was a little darker than the rest, and you had three dots lined up and one dot here, and you had to make it pass them. Oh, that was hours of fun. We loved that game. I mean, I grew up on the Atari 2600. Who else out there remembers the Atari? I actually flipped the score on Asteroids one time. It was cool. Then we thought we were going crazy when our friends got ColecoVision, and then when Nintendo came out, oh, it just broke all the rules. But the game systems have just gone crazy, and they're farther than ever imagined. Look at the PS3. It just came out, the Nintendo Wii, the Xbox 360, and go back and look at a Mattel football game. Big difference. And I don't know. There's a lot of things out there today that just make me keep feeling like I'm getting older. In the scheme of things, I ain't, but some days I feel it. So what do you do to try to feel younger again? Is it worth trying to feel younger again? I don't know. It probably isn't. But, I don't know. For some damn reason, I'm just feeling old today. And I felt like sharing that with y'all. I'm sure there's 100 different reasons you're feeling old too. It's just the way life goes. Hell, I even remember when They had the McBLT at McDonald's with the cold side staying cold and the warm side staying warm. Those styrofoam containers. Yeah, there's kids out there that have no clue what I'm talking about right now. Alright, yeah, city size of 7,000. The city I live in now didn't even have a McDonald's back in the day. I actually remember when McDonald's first released they had the McNuggets out, and they actually introduced the new flavor of dipping sauce, the sweet and sour, and that's when you could get chopsticks with your chicken nuggets. And that's when I first tried learning to use chopsticks. I never got good until later in life, but that's another story for another day. But I actually remember it, and I talk to people around here, and they're like, what? They always had sweet and sour sauce. The McDonald's was... They didn't get a McDonald's here till like 4 years ago. Actually, it was about 10 years ago. Here I am talking about what I remember from McDonald's when I was 6 and 7 years old. And they're like, wow, we never had one then. I remember back in the day when Mountain Dew was the energy drink. Before even Jolt came out. How many people out there actually remember Jolt? Jolt, twice sugar, twice caffeine. That was their advertising campaign. I mean, Spuds McKenzie. You know what? I could go on and on. There's all kinds of things that just make us feel old. The thing is, I guess we're not. We're only as old as we feel. But right now, today, for some reason, I'm just feeling old. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel younger again. We'll wait till then to see. Have a good one.